Hi everybody, so I just thought I'd do a quick video. This time next week me and a couple of mates are heading off to France on a motorbike trip. So I've just been digging out my camping gear, making sure I've got everything. No last minute running about trying to find it all. So just thought I'd show you the basic stuff I take on the bike trip. So yeah, right. Cooking gear basically, water bladder, save you running back and forward to tap all the time you're at the campsite. Just a little compact knife, fork and spoon set there. Compact little burner head for your gas bottles. That's a self-lighting one. I've had that quite a while now, and that's lasted me well. That has. Normally just take the one gas bottle with me when we're in the UK, but we're actually France we're off to this year, so I thought I'd better cram an extra one in. Dare say you can get them over there, but depending where we are, might not be something that's readily available, so I thought I'd play safe. Little lamp for in the tent. Had this for years, I'll tell you, for the size of it. Don't know, worked well in the tent. That's a nice compact one. Don't normally see them this small, they're normally quite bulky, but this is ideal, this one is. Obviously when you're travelling by motorbike, you got to think about space is obviously not something you got a great deal of. Not like when you go in the car and you can just fill a boot full of stuff, so you do kind of think compact all the time when you're going on a motorbike. So kind of one of those thermo cups, that's quite good at the campsite. You can fill that up with a cup of tea or something, you have the lid on it, stays really hot for a surprisingly long time. Little kind of toiletry bag for your toothbrush and all that sort of stuff. That little thing is just in case you get to the campsite and it's been raining and so the ground's quite soft. Quite often you'll find your side stand will sink into the ground, so that's just a fairly tough bit of plastic I can just put down on the floor and put the stand on that. You do get proper ones from the bike shops that I keep meaning to pick up, and one of them things I keep forgetting about it. And just in case the weather turns bad, that's just a compact waterproof jacket that I can put over my motorbike jacket. So the bike jacket was waterproof when it was new, but I've had it quite a few years now, so it does tend to leak a little bit if it really chucks it down. So if the weather's looking dodgy, I can just whip that out of the box and put that over my bike jacket. That saves me getting soaked. I've done a video on these V2 sponges. This is a handy little sort of special sponge that just the way it's constructed, it's really good at getting bugs off your visor and that. So you just foam sponge in the bag, you put some water on that, get it reasonably wet, and then that's a watertight bag, that little orange bag, so you can put it in there. So you've got it in there, and then as the day goes on you can pull over when you're at the cafe or something, whip that out, really whip all the dead bugs and stuff off your visor really quickly. A little cloth in the back to then sort of dry your visor off. So again, very cheap to buy and very handy. Nothing worse than going for miles and miles and miles with some loads of bugs splattered all over your visor. So definitely recommend buying one of them. Forget what they cost now, but they're really cheap. I think you can buy a set of two now for something like that, like £5 or something like that, and they last a long time. Tend to go for a 3-man tent. I did use a 2-man tent for ages, which was okay, does the job, but especially when you're going for a few days, like we'll be camping for 6 nights this time round, so on a longer trip it is nice to have that little bit more space. A 2-man tent will do it, but you just tend to be in there and everything's like stuck right at the side here. With that one I have got the space to kind of push it all away from me, so that's good. And as most people know who've been camping, wherever a tent says it's meant for, you can like knock one person off it. That's a 3-man tent. You would get 3 people in there, but you'd be sleeping shoulder to shoulder, and there wouldn't be any room for anything other than the people in it. So a 3-man tent is really a 2-man tent, and so forth and so forth. This is a nice little compact one of them self-inflating pillows. You do end up having to blow it on, but you can just open the valve and they'll partly inflate themselves. So that's nice and compact. The only thing that's a bit I'm not so keen on with that is it's made of a same sort of material as this, the outer casing, and that's real kind of smooth slippy material, and your sleeping bag's made of the same sort of stuff, so you put your head on it and you tend to find your pillow keeps slipping from underneath you. So a little bit annoying. Could do a little bit of velcro or something put on it like would sort that problem out. And same again, self-inflating mattress, and the same problem with that, made from the same material. So if you haven't picked a particularly good spot to put your tent up and the tent's on a little bit of a slope, then same again, once you're in your sleeping bag you get to turn over and you're constantly sliding off the mattress, so you just tend to find you're constantly sorting yourself out all night between the mattress and the pillow flying away from you. But nothing too bad, mustn't grumble. And sleeping bags, last trip I went on I took this little sleeping bag, obviously again because you're thinking about the space and cramming stuff in. I like to have the sleeping bag in the box normally, so I know it's not going to get wet. Now as you can see, compared to the other sleeping bag, much smaller, but the last trip we went on it was quite warm weather, but even on sort of nice time of the year, once the night kicks in it can suddenly gonna go pretty cold. Now I'm one of them people who can sleep anywhere. Some people say, oh, I can't sleep when I'm camping or whatever, or my head hits the pillar, 10 minutes later I am dead to the world, and the only thing that wakes me up is if I'm cold. And with that little one, so the last trip I was on, I spent half the night awake freezing my arse off. So I don't think I'm going to bother that one again, even in the summer, because you just never know. So I'm going to stick with a bigger one from now on. There's nothing worse than spending a night freezing your arse off and not getting much sleep on account of it. So I'll keep it as a spare just in case, but this will be the one I'll go for now. This is one of them mummy type ones, and that is a good thickness. I forget what the rating is, but you do stay reasonably warm in that one. And something that we never used to bother with is one of these camp seats. First few trips we went on, we just sit on the grass basically, and then bought one of them really tiny little, more like a little tiny stool, no arms or nothing to it, you just sort of sit there balancing. Not the most comfy, so again if you're going away for a few days then it's not ideal. So the one mate got it, he managed to cram it onto his bike not too badly, so then I was there with my little shitty one, sort of looking how comfy he was looking on this. So in the end I bought one, and you can actually incorporate that onto the bike quite well. So it sits behind my top box nicely. Once I've got my various bags on there, then that sticks out just a little bit more than everything else, but not by a great deal, and not to any extent that makes it dangerous. So something, now I've had it for a while, I wouldn't want to go away without that one. Got the Oxford Aqua 50 motorcycle 100% waterproof bag. I have got a video on that if anybody's interested in watching it. The way this normally works, I will normally put the tent in the bottom of that, and then I'll put my big sleeping bag on top of that, so now they're all going to stay dry. Now apart from cramming a few the little bits and bobs and a few gas, I can cram probably get my tin and one of the bottles down there, and there's a few bits and bobs, and that's that bag full. And then I've got the Givi Maxi, I think 52 litres I think this is, if I remember rightly. And again you can cram a fair old amount of stuff into there. So by the time I go, I've normally got the bag full, whereas that Oxford 50 bag is actually, that is a good size bag. If I wasn't cramming a tent and a sleeping bag in there, it was clothes and just general all this sort of rubbish, you would actually fit a lot of stuff into this. It's one of them, it's deceiving. Doesn't look that big until you start filling it up. It's one of the sort of roll top bags. You can't see in there too well, I don't suppose, but it is actually a good size. It's kind of like rounded at the bottom. So, but obviously by the time I've got a tent in there. So what I've just bought for this trip off eBay, I thought, going for 6 days now, so this will be the longest one we've been on, and going further afield you're thinking, well, you're going to need a bit more clothing. So this one's another your roll top style bag, and again 100% waterproof. And that was only, I think, £17 off eBay, including the postage. And again, they don't look too big when there's nothing in them, but they actually, so it's a good length. I always say you should sort of make sure you've got about 3 rolls on the top to make sure it stays waterproof, but I reckon 1 or 2 at most you get away with. The big one normally only has 1 roll on it because of how much stuff I've crammed in there, and I've been out with that in the rain and that hasn't leaked. So this one's mainly going to be for clothes. Obviously the longer you go and you need a bit more clothing and whatever, so I think that extra 30 litres should make quite a big difference to me. So very much looking forward to it. This will be the first time we've been out of the UK on the motorbikes. We're normally been all around England and been up Scotland and whatever. Done climbed Ben Nevis with our campsite straight across the road from Ben Nevis, so we spent about 4.5 hours climbing to the top of there. That was bloody hard work. My legs were all well and truly knackered. By the time we got back down, I could barely walk. It'd been another 20 minutes, I think I'd have been there, just sitting on my arse, call for mountain rescue to come and get me. So Normandy we're going to. We're going to be stopping at one campsite at Normandy. We're booked there rather than sort of changing campsites all the time, which we do quite often in the UK, but we thought where we are the good spot to be based, so we'll head out from go different places from there each day. Looks quite a nice campsite, got a bar and heated outdoor swimming pool, and cheap. I think it's only worked out for the 6 days €50 each, so that's good. Got a good rate on the euro. I think got €1.39 for each pound light, so I'm assuming the costs of things over there are probably pretty much the same as it is in the UK, so at least you gain a few quid on the money exchange. And normally one of the biggest expenses when we go away on the bikes, if we clock up a lot of miles, is obviously the fuel, because contrary to belief of people who don't ride bikes, you probably think motorbikes are really good on petrol. They're actually, mine's a 650, and I wouldn't say it does any more miles to the gallon than an average mid-range kind of family car. I reckon I did actually have a look online just out of curiosity, and for some strange reason it's got different mileage for different years, although they've got the same engine. But I reckon mine only does about 43 miles to the gallon, so not as good as you might think. So at least in France the petrol's a bit cheaper, so that'll help us as well. So we're going on the Eurotunnel. I booked on at 6 o'clock in the morning. Don't know why he decided to book us on quite that early, because that actually means that we're going to be having to leave here. I'm in Birmingham, so to get to the Eurotunnel it's about 3 hours away, so we're actually going to have to leave here at some crazy time, like about 2:30 in the morning. You're invited to get there half hour before, so we're looking 2:30, 3 o'clock in the morning at the latest. So I I hope it's not chucking down with rain like it's been all day today. Can that not be an ideal start? 3 hours down the motorway that time in the morning, not going to be too warm. So I think we'll all be getting well wrapped up for the journey down there. But fingers crossed, it stays dry. That's the main thing on the bike. The cold you can wrap up for, but as soon as it starts pissing down, like anybody, it just puts a bit of a downer on everything. So I hope it stays dry in France, and then we can kind of go around and see a lot of the obviously the World War II stuff, because none of us have been over there. So it'd be nice to go around and see a lot of the stuff that's still there. So that's about it. Just thought I'd make a quick video, let you know what I was up to. So catch you all later. Bye for now.